All right, y'all, I have a little story time for you. I cut off my big toe while riding my one wheel. I know I can't show the picture of it here on YouTube, so I'm just gonna post a link to it down in the description. So if you're here for the picture, look down below in the description and you can see my the aftermath of my my tragic accident. But if you're here for the story, stick around. I bought this one wheel a couple years back. And I love riding this thing. It's really fun. You know, I own the electric skateboard. I own the electric dirt bike. But this electric unicycle is so convenient. It looks a little bit goofy. Personal choice. It's a choice, right? I do find myself riding the one wheel more than the bike, more than the electric skateboard. And while I'm rolling around downtown, I live downtown San Jose, and I came across this group called Tuesday Night Skate. And it's a bunch of rollerbladers. I don't rollerblade myself, but I figured great opportunity to just cruise around with people. We're about the same speed. I can go a little bit faster, but sometimes I just like to cruise. But just to meet people, be downtown, enjoy the night. Keep in mind, this is probably like my first or second time at this group. I ride this electric unicycle with flip-flops on. I think they're just sandals. They're like Teva sandals. And I'm just cruising around with this group. Everything's going good. I'm having a lot of fun, hanging out, riding around downtown. And we stop at this parking lot up by the SAP Center. It's like a event center. You know, it has like a concert hall and they play hockey and stuff up there. We stop in the parking lot. It's an empty parking lot. And we're hanging out, we're cruising around, just, you know, everybody's on their skates doing circles and stuff, and I'm on my electric unicycle, you know, riding around. I have this speaker on me. It has a strap that goes over me, and I have this speaker that I carry on me. That way I can play some music while I'm riding around. I don't know, I just didn't want to listen to the song that I was listening to at the time. And I figured, big old parking lot. I'm gonna change the song while I'm still on the electric unicycle. So I'm looking at my phone and I'm looking for songs. I'm looking up occasionally, looking at the songs. And before I know it, I'm on the ground. And I'm like, what in the heck happened? Some people come over to me and they're like, are you okay, dude? And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. Like I get up off the ground. Like the whole parking lot is pretty much wide open space, except for in a couple parking spaces. There's these cement things. I don't even know what you call them. It prevents your car from going past the line. I ran into one of those. What ended up happening was my toe got pinched in between this cement slab and the platform that you put your foot on. And usually when I'm riding, I'm trying to get, you know, more leverage. So my foot is right off in the front like this, you know? So, you know, I'm leaning forward like this, and here's my big toe right here. And it just smack, bam, right here. Pinched my big toe between the cement slab and the platform that my foot was on. And I'm wearing sandals. I end up on the ground. A few people come over to me and they're like, yo, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. Like I fell before. And then they look down at my foot and they're like, oh. I didn't feel anything. I guess it was just the adrenaline and such a heavy impact that I just didn't feel it. But then I looked down at my foot. I'm like, I think I gotta go, you guys. I end up getting back on my one wheel and I'm riding back home with my toe barely hanging on. I'm over exaggerating a little bit. You know, I didn't cut it clean off. You know, it was hanging by quite a bit. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to sew it back on. If you see the picture, you know, oh man, I thought maybe they were just going to have to amputate it. I called my partner on the phone. I'm like, hey, can you get the car ready? I cut off my toe. And they're like, haha, yeah, right. I'm like, no, like seriously, I cut off my toe. I need you to grab the car and meet me downstairs and take me to the hospital. And this whole time, I mean, I'm like a mile or two away from home. And I stop and I stop somebody on the sidewalk. I'm like, hey, could you tell me where the closest hospital is? And they're like looking around. They're like, I don't even know. I don't even know where the closest hospital is. Because I just figured, hey, if the hospital's closer than my home, like I'll just go to the hospital. But the hospital is not close to my house. So I had to ride all the way back home. My partner met me downstairs and I hopped in the car. Yeah, we went to the hospital and I waited in the waiting room for quite a while. Man, I remember there was this moment where I'm like laying in the hospital bed. The nurse comes in and she like bumps my foot and I'm like, oh my gosh. They run an x-ray on my foot and the bone is just shattered. I mean, there's quite a bit of skin that's holding together my toe, but there's no bone that's holding it together anymore. The nail is just completely gone, oozing blood. Eventually, they put some shots in my big toe, and I meet up with the doctor, and the doctor sews together my toe. And surprisingly, everything came together. He even put a piece of metal. I think I can show this on YouTube, but the bandage came in like this metal thing, and he ended up cutting out something that looked kind of like a toenail, and he ended up like sewing that into it as well, just to, I guess, prevent like bandages and socks from sticking to the wound. I didn't think my toenail was ever going to come back, but surprisingly, I do have a toenail. Doesn't look the same. And it took a while. It took a while before I could fully like walk again on that foot. But as of right now, everything, I'm living. I live to tell the story. The toe didn't necessarily come back, obviously, as completely normal. Doesn't look like it used to. My toenail grows to about halfway, and then it kind of just gets funky. Now, if you've stuck around, here's a real treat for you. I ended up going back to the scene of the crime, and I just wondered, could my toenail be here? So this is where I crashed, right here. Let me just limp out here. Okay. Oof. Let's see what we got. No way. Look it. Oh, it is my toenail. Oh my God. I ended up finding my freaking toenail. You believe this? This is just like, it blows my mind that it just didn't get like swept away in the wind or something. You know, my toenail, I mean, this is probably like a few days later. You know, I didn't just like return to the scene of the crime after I got done with the hospital. Like, this is a few days later. I ended up showing up to the scene of the crime and looking for my freaking toenail. And sure enough, it was it was right where I left it. Yeah, little word of advice, learn from my mistakes. If you own an electric unicycle, wear shoes. Or at least be conscious and pay attention to curbs and platforms and things that you could pinch your toe on. So if you like these types of videos, I share random content about my life. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.